It's 11 o'clock, so welcome back. Again, if you have not joined us yet for any of our classes yet this morning, my name is Kristen Fredericks. I am the digital marketing administrator for the company. So if it's on a screen and it has anything to do with marketing or advertising, it has probably passed my desk at some point in time. If you have any questions after this class, you are always welcome to email websupport@rwtown.com. That goes to our team that handles any of the digital marketing options, and we're happy to answer any questions that you have. All right, so we are going to take a look today at the marketing resource eCards. So we have already talked about the eCards that are available in RWT Connect, which is our local intranet. So that is everything related to RW Town. It's our vendors, our information, our connections, everything that's local. BHHS Resource Center is the global intranet for every agent in the BHHS network all around the world. So one of the things that they have available in here is the marketing resource, and the marketing resource has additional options for us. This is where we can do additional flyers. We can do more eCards. We can do social images. We can do all sorts of fun stuff. So we're going to take a look at eCards today, but we're also going to take a look at the structure of marketing resource just a little bit so that we can understand it better. All right. I am already logged in to BHHS Resource today as one of our agents. And I'm going to go ahead and click this button over here called Marketing Resource. These buttons are quick links and they do change from time to time. So in the future, Marketing Resource might be over here, but for today, it's up here in Marketing Resource. I'm going to give it just a second to load. It is a little slow because I'm screen sharing, but hopefully the system will keep up here. All right, so this is the marketing resource, and it's a really intuitive program that's going to give you lots of options up front. I'm going to show you how you can sort in here and how you can send a quick e-card and what some of the other options are as well. So this is what your dashboard will look like in marketing resource. You have a couple of different things you can do here. You have a library. The library includes the library of items that you have already created. So that can be things that have already been sent, already been created. It can also be the main or master library. That's just everything. It's everything that's available from BHHS, everything that we might upload from our side corporate. It could be things that have been uploaded from your office. So the library contains both the master library and your library. You also have a full contact manager in here. The nice thing about the contacts in here is that they do sync with both Sage CRM and with RWT Connect CRM. So you only have to put information in one place. You do have the ability to upload your own photos and other information. So if you are building an e-card that might have a custom image to it, you can go ahead and pre-upload those if you need to. I find it really helpful, especially if I'm sending out a video e-card, to go ahead and upload that video using this tool versus trying to upload it right into the e-card. It's a little bit faster. You do also have drip campaigns that are available in here. So for those of you who like to send out e-cards with drip campaigns, they do have a full set of holiday cards. They have just plain realtor tips and things like that. And those drip campaigns are based out of contacts, again, that are in Sage CRM. And again, RWT Connect and Sage CRM and Marketing Resource all talk to each other. So we just need to make sure that sync is turned on and to make sure that we have contacts all in one place here. I'm going to go back to this help section here real quick. We do have a full help library in here, and I encourage you to use it. We're always available for you if you need help with this, but just in case we're not, or if you need a quick answer, they do have a knowledge base in here with the help. But I do want you to notice this is going to be a theme in general as we start going over BHHS resource, that we have this giant blue button everywhere. It's on every tool. It's on every window. This is the live chat with the customer success team at BHHS. These are BHHS employees who know everything about every system in here. Again, we're always happy to help you, but these are the experts on the BHHS global intranet. We actually work with them as well when we have advanced questions. You can call them. The phone number is listed right here. You can email them, or this is also a live chat. So if you have a quick question, maybe it's something we've gone over in a class and you just can't remember where it is, or you can't remember how to do something, you could certainly just initiate a quick chat with their team and they will be happy to help you as well. So for sending e-cards, we have a couple of different options here. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. We have the opportunity to either market a property, market yourself, or do some specialty marketing. And you can obviously see the different categories that we have available here. Most of the time we're using this to market a property or market yourself. So I'm going to start with market a property today, and I'm just going to go ahead and click that. Let me show you how this system works, and then we'll go ahead and narrow it down to an eCard, and we'll go ahead and send one today. So like a lot of our other systems, you can do things over here on the left-hand side, and then your preview is going to be over here on your right. So you'll see that there's lots and lots and lots of different options in here, and they're going to just start to tell you what some of these are. So this one happens to be Cabernet and White. It's got 3 photos, but it's for your Instagram story. Some of these might be social images that you can download and post. Some of these are flyers. Some of these are obviously eCards. One of the things I want you to notice in here, though, is that you have some of these text boxes up here. So I'm just going to use this postcard as an example. So this postcard says, "This beautiful home and just sold." You don't have to use it for a just sold. This is just a placeholder. We are going to have to put some text up here. We are going to have to put some text in this box, but it isn't necessarily going to be a just sold. We can put price reduced. We can put waterfront property. We can put new listing. We can put whatever we want to in those boxes. So just be aware as you're going through this system, you're going to have to use the elements that are listed, but you don't have to use them in the exact way. You can always go ahead and change that text. So you can see there's lots and lots of different things that are in here, and we want to go ahead and narrow it down. So we have an option to narrow down over here on the left-hand side. We have our types, our topics, who owns it. We don't usually use this. That might be whether it's owned by it's a BHHS asset, or maybe it's a company asset, or it's something you've created before. Whether it's something being shared with you, or different languages. So we have multiple languages in here. So for those of you who work in any kind of the multilingual markets, we do have a full set of different languages that are available in here, and they're adding them all the time. But let's go up to this type section here. And you can see that this library is the master library. We're marketing it a property, so it's giving us all the property options, but we can also narrow it down. So I want you to just go ahead and take a look at the types that are available in here. So we have the ads, the audios, brochures, cards, door hangers, e-newsletters, images, PDFs, presentations, social media, all sorts of fun stuff in here. We're going to focus on the e-card today, but I wanted you to see everything that was available in here. We'll go over those in some future classes. So we've narrowed it down to just an e-card. We can narrow it down further if we need to. So we can do different topics if we want to. For example, if you have a co-agent, you have a co-listing agent on there. Maybe it's not somebody who's part of your team. Maybe it's a different co-lister. You can make sure that the e-card that's available on here has the option to be able to add a second person on it. So you may want to go ahead and check that box if you need to. For those of you who might be in, let's just say the commercial division, you can also check that box, and it's going to eliminate out everything that might not be available for swapping to the commercial logo for whatever reason. If you're doing something for the forever agent marketing, if you're looking for something very specific, maybe the luxury collection, for example, if you go ahead and click that, you'll notice it'll eliminate things that are not available in the luxury collection branding over there on the left hand or on the right hand side. I'm going to just pick a nice and easy one here today. So notice we want to say that it's an e-card. And if I choose this one, I know that I have to put in 3 photos. I'm going to have to put in 3 photos, but I don't have to necessarily use the just listed. And it's going to have some basic information about the property, and it's going to give me that paragraph. I'm going to go ahead and choose this. Give it just a second here. Again, it's a little slow when I'm screen sharing. There we go. And it's going to give us that preview that we have here. We're looking for a couple of things, though. We're looking to make sure that it's MLS enabled. That means it's going to bring in all that information automatically. So it doesn't matter which MLS it's in, you will be able to bring in that information. And then also, you may want to have the option that it's video enabled. So these are video e-cards. If you want to swap out any of these photos for a video, you are welcome to. And it can either be a video that it's linked off. Maybe you have something, a video that's come from your videographer, or maybe it's something that already exists on YouTube. You can certainly upload a photo, and if somebody were to click on it, it would go off to that video. This also does support native video. So if you wanted to upload it directly into the system, you could actually put a video into this as well. I'm going to go ahead and hit get started, and I'm going to add a title here. So this is, I'm going to just make it a test. I would highly recommend that you label those correctly because they will all go into my library. And if you ever want to find something in the future, it's a lot easier to find if you've labeled it just for yourself. So here's what we can do in this option here. So we can choose our color theme. So we can either choose Cabernet and white or black and white if this happens to be a luxury listing. I'm going to go ahead and leave it on Cabernet. And remember I said we had that option if we had a co-agent. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here. You can see that it's brought in this information alone. But if we need to add a co-agent for whatever reason, if we just change it to co-agent, it's going to actually bring in the co-agent option and allow us to select that information and put that second person in there. Marketing Resource, by the way, does support teams. For those who may be on a team, there is a team setup, and that will be handled on an individual basis because the teams can be set up in different ways. But do know that it can actually be set up as a team with access to a team account from different team members. All right, so let's take a look here. Anything that has a green means that it's already been adjusted and we don't have to do anything with it. Anything with a yellow means that we have to make some changes to it in order to send it out. But remember I said that we didn't have to use this with those particular words. So maybe we don't want to use just listed. Maybe we want to say new listing. Notice we can do whatever we need to in that box as long as it fits. You're welcome to put whatever you want to in here. If you want to say, new waterfront listing, newly renovated, whatever you want to say, you can go ahead and put it in that box as long as it fits in there. You can change the subject line if you need to. And then you can also choose your listing. So if you go over here to this right-hand side, remember I said MLS enabled is where you want to be because it makes life nice and easy. If I hit that choose button, it's going to go ahead and bring in all of my listings. So in this case, if I wanted to go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and put in this one. This is the longest part of the process. It's just bringing in all the information in here. So while it's doing this, I do want you to know that we can actually go back and click that little box that said company listings, and it's going to allow you to get access to all the company listings that we have running through the system in there. So if you happen to be hosting an open house for somebody else, it's a great option in there to be able to use a custom company listing. Maybe it's a listing that was taken in the neighborhood that you happen to farm, or you want to send it out to a particular person, you can certainly use the company listings as well. So it did bring in all that information, and it would also allow us to change these photos if we wanted to, or we could upload something else. I'm going to go ahead and just click this box just so you can see what that looks like. But I want you to notice that all of those yellow check marks that said we had to do something have changed to green. As long as they're all green, we can go ahead and send this out. But we also have the option to change anything that's green as well. So if I click into this box, it's bringing me to the asset editor, and I can either replace this if I want to. So maybe I want to change that photo out and I can change it from the library, or I can upload my own. Or remember I said that we can go ahead and put it to a URL as well. So maybe this is a photo of the property and we want to direct it off to the virtual tour that was made by our videographer. If that video is hosted somewhere, we can certainly put the URL right in there. You can replace this either from your library or upload. Again, you can use a static image, just like a regular photograph if you want to, or you can upload a video into this section as well. So if you'd like to have a video, you can actually put that and upload that into this box as well. I'm not going to make any changes to this one. I'm going to go ahead and hit close. Again, you do have the ability to make any changes to this text. And again, this works the same way through all of our eCards in the system. So if we just want to lowercase that and put it as Ave, we're going to leave it as Virginia Beach. Bathrooms at 3.1 doesn't necessarily make sense for our market. So maybe we'll change it to 3.5, or we can say even 3 full, 1/2. Square footage, MLS number. You can again take this out if you need to. This is just bringing in the public remarks. This is your eCard. So if you want to go ahead and change this information, you are welcome to. You can add any additional information that you need to here. And then again, you have your information. This is actually coming in from the profile in Marketing Resource, which gets its profile from the BHHS Resource Center. But if you wanted to add anything in addition here, you can. So if I wanted to put the MRP, swap out sales associate for maybe luxury collection specialist, I can certainly do that. So you can make those changes here as well. Notice that every time I make a change, it's doing kind of a save thing over here. As long as you see it all green and you don't see the save button, it's ready to go. From here, you have a couple of different options. I always recommend that you preview it and make sure that it's exactly what you want it to look like when it goes out. So in this case, we have a new listing. Our logos are already in here. We have some great photos. Our changes were made and our changes are still here. This is exactly what it'll look like when it arrives in an email box. And then you have the option up here to do a couple of different things. You can mail it out. You can get a link directly for this, or you can send this link to Facebook, to Twitter, or to LinkedIn. And you can actually connect these through your marketing resource profile so that you can post directly to that. We'll cover some of these profiles and personalizations in a future class because it takes a little bit to go through that. But if I want to go ahead and mail this out, I'm going to go ahead and just click on this. And it's going to bring me to my address book. Now, I have the option to import contacts right away. If I have a list of contacts I want to do, I can add an individual contact to this if I want to, or I can add somebody from my address book. So if I've already uploaded all those contacts, or I already have people in different groups, I can certainly go ahead and add them. I'm going to add people from my address book right here. And I happen to be in here, so I'm going to send this to myself. And again, you can add them based on a group or you can add them individually. I'm just adding myself in here to this particular one. And you have the option to either schedule it. So if you want to schedule this and send it later, you can, or you can go ahead and send now. If I send now, I can no longer change this e-card. So I can always add people to this e-card if I want to, but I can't go back and change it. I would have to copy it if I wanted to change this again and make a different instance of this card.
Hey, Kristen.
Yes.
You've got two questions. One,
Okay.
the first one in the chat is if the team requires a special setup, do we need to contact our own marketing department or do we need to go through the BHHS resource help to get team set up?
You're actually, for the team setups, we'll be going over that with the teams as they get onboarded. We've already started some of the onboarding process with the existing people we already have in the system. So people who are coming in from the town realty side, and then we'll be working with the teams from the Rose and Womble side to get you guys up and running in all the different team formats as well. So we have team formats for not only this, but also BHHS Resource and RWT Connect actually supports teams as well. But we know that every single team is set up individually and they work very different ways, and all of our systems are very flexible, so it'll be on a one-on-one basis. I have a list of the teams.
And then Alex, if you want to go ahead.
Yes, my question was, is there a way to download the e-card to make it like a flyer that we can print out, or do we have, so we don't have to do the work all over again?
So in this system, you would have to create the flyer as well. These are definitely formatted for an e-card instead. The images are compressed, so they're really small. So when they come out in an e-card, it loads really quickly. And we wouldn't necessarily want to use that in a flyer because it just wouldn't be high resolution enough.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
There's another question in
Sure.
the chat. Are your BHHS logos, colors, fonts, etc. going to be uploaded to Canva?
Into the brand kit? Yes. Mm-hmm. And hopefully
That's all the questions.
Hopefully you guys all got a chance to take a look at your books with when you joined, noticing that we have a couple of different color themes and things like that. We do know that they will be available in marketing resource here in the future as well. We're getting ready to have a nice upgrade to marketing resource that's going to add even more opportunities in here for you. All right, I have a couple of extra minutes here, so I'm going to go back just so you can take a look. We did a market a property, but I want you to see what's available under market yourself, since this is all about eCards here. And I'm going to go to market yourself instead. So now we're off some of the property eCards and we're into more of the marketing that you can do for yourself. This is more like branding and just kind of holidays and kind of generic kind of things like that. Anything that doesn't have to do with a very specific property. So the system works exactly the same way. So you can choose your different types in here. So if you wanted, for example, an e-newsletter, Again, a lot of this is duplicated. We have some of this in RWT Connect, and we also have it on the global level. We have agents who use both. We have agents who use one. We have agents who use another. It's up to you and however you want to leverage your marketing. Notice that we just finished having some of our award stuff come out, so we'll have all the award winners in here as well. If I want to limit this just to eCards, though, you can see that we have lots and lots of different holidays that are available in here. All sorts of different fun things. They add to this all the time, and they also keep older things. So you'll notice we just got finished with, let's just say, Valentine's Day. You'll notice that there's cards from the last couple of years in here, but then they also add a card or two every year, so it can always be different. As I've mentioned before, if you get to know me, I love my dog, so we're going to go with the National Dog Day eCard. So National Dog Day is August 26th around here. National Dog Day is every day at my house. And so we can go ahead and send out that eCard, and this kind of works out the same way as anything else. I'm going to go ahead and put this as test 2. We can run through this one pretty quickly here. So it's going to go ahead and bring that eCard in for me, and I can go ahead and make those same changes if I need to. So I can add a co-agent to this if I want to. Notice it's not giving me the color options that it did in the properties because this doesn't have anything to do with the property. We don't have that luxury collection option in this particular eCard. It's going to tell me that I am good to go. There's actually no yellow on here at all, but I can certainly go ahead and change any of the sections that are green. So if I want to say a dog makes coming home at the end of the day that much more special, happy National Dog Day to all the dog lovers out there. You know, I can always add something here if I need to. And then I can also add again to my profile if I want to change any information on there. Any permanent changes to this profile that need to be made can also be, or this section here can be made in the profile as well. But if you wanted to add anything in particular, you can also do that. If it were me and I were cute about this, I would put something about and Rocket, who is my dog. If this were me, I could do something like that on there. And I can go ahead and send this out. And again, we have the option to go ahead and send it. We can create a link. We can go ahead and share it directly to Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn. And since I didn't show you guys the groups before, I'll go ahead and show it to you on this one. If I want to go ahead and add from my address book, I can certainly do that. That's going to bring up all of my individual people here, but all the way up here in the upper right-hand corner, and everybody misses it the first time, we have the option to toggle between contacts and groups. And if I click on groups, it's going to give me the groups that are available in here. And again, these all talk to each other. So if you create groups in something else, it'll create groups up here as well. So if you had a group that was just for your past clients, your neighborhoods, or your A-list, or people who know you really well, your family and friends, whatever it happens to be, people can belong to as many groups as you want. You can certainly go ahead and choose something like, I'll just click that, migrated leads and contacts, and it would go ahead and bring in all 9 contacts to be able to send. You can also unselect from there as well. So if you were to bring in a list, but you didn't want to send this particular card to somebody, you could certainly uncheck them before you went ahead and sent it out. So again, that toggle between contacts and groups is up here on that right-hand side. I have contacts. This is me right here. Go ahead and hit add selected. And then I showed you the send now, but I can show you the schedule here real quick. And then it's going to allow me to schedule in the future. So maybe I want to go ahead and schedule this for August 26th. I can certainly schedule out far in advance if I need to. And maybe I want to send this out at 6:05 in the morning. And do watch this time. This time can actually be set in your profile. We do try to catch them all and make sure that they're set to Eastern time. But on occasion, they are set to Los Angeles or they're set to our 0 times. So make sure that you just double check to make sure that that says some kind of Eastern city on here before you schedule it out, especially if you're looking for a very specific time. I'm going to go ahead and schedule that one for the future. And it's just going to let me know that it's saving and it's scheduled. So you're not going to get that pop-up box to say that it's scheduled. The only option you're going to have is where it says down here that it's scheduled on here.
Hey, Kristen.
So yeah.
You have a hand up?
Sure, go ahead.
Kristen, when you were scheduling who it was going to be addressed to, and you clicked on contacts and you selected a group, you clicked on group and you selected one of the groups. Then when you toggle back to contacts, will it show you, will you be able to see certain ones are already pre-checked?
Yes.
And then you could specifically select to uncheck there if you wanted to like further customize it?
Yes. So, I mean, and yes, for sure. And we see this often if you have, for example, a neighborhood list and maybe you want to take out the realtors that live in your neighborhood. So sometimes you send them certain things and sometimes you don't. If you have a whole neighborhood list and your group is your neighborhood, click it, you know, you have 200 people that come in and you know that you want to take, Sally Smith out and you want to take, Ken Jones out, you can certainly uncheck those before it's sent. Yes.
Thank you.
Did anybody have any additional questions on the marketing resource eCards? We're going to cover marketing resource in different ways in the future. So we're going to talk about the big social stuff. We're going to talk about the flyers and the postcards that can be sent out of here. We're going to talk about drip campaigns in kind of future breakdowns on here. But we did want to show you eCards today because that's probably the fastest way for you to get information out. And it's probably the most used piece that's in marketing resource right now. All right, if there's no additional questions, I'm going to go ahead and conclude this class. Hopefully you guys will stay on for one more class with me today. We're actually going to do the overview of BHHS resource. As a whole, it's just a tour of BHHS resource so you can see where to find things and things that are available. And we'll be back on at 11:30 for that class. Hopefully you guys can join us. Thank you.